A problem that me and a lot of other people have is that we wish that our lives be different. We have this feeling that the way we're living our lives, the way we're pressured to live our lives, is wrong. We wish that we were lucky enough to be born into a different scenario, or lucky enough that X happened to us so that we would be able. Oh, that's my dog. You gotta wait it out. Water break. I ran out of water. I'm actually feeling quite parched right now, so I will go get some water while we wait out my dog barking. We feel like our lives suck, and we wish that it was different. And of course, this can be a great thing. It can compel us to make change in our lives, but sometimes it can be debilitating. When we have a very negative, scornful attitude to our present situation, we're putting on ourselves a burden that regards something that we don't really have any control over. Of course, with consistent work over a long period of time, you can get yourself out of the situation that you're unsatisfied with. But in this present moment, can you instantly make that change? No. It's going to take a really long time, and in this moment, you can't get out of it. It is what it is. Now, what mindset is most likely to keep you going through that long journey to get out of this unsatisfactory situation? A positive one or a negative one? It is very, very difficult to fuel such a long journey off of a negative mindset. And if you're constantly exercising this negative mindset, what do you think is going to happen when you actually reach your destination? Well, now you've got a negative mindset ingrained into you, and you're going to feel unsatisfied with your situation, and you're going to wish that it were different. You're going to be conditioned to wish for that, or something else, something other than where you currently are. When we choose a positive mindset, first of all, we're choosing to be happy now. Happy now is more conducive to long-term work that will get us to the better situation. And once we're there, since we've exercised that positive mindset, we feel even better. That's what we should be going for. And gratitude journaling is a great way to do that. Sometimes it can feel like the whole think optimistically thing is wishy-washy advice that doesn't work, but believe me, it is very valuable. You've most definitely experienced days where you don't like your life. And on those days, it's much harder to be putting in that work, the necessary work. By thinking optimistically, by having that positive mindset, you, first of all, make it easier for you to do the work, and fair enough, you do need to exercise your discipline, but that should be your backup plan for when you're not feeling good, for when you don't want to do it. But if we can facilitate the motivation and the want, then we absolutely should. And second of all, you can choose to be happy in the present moment and also facilitate a more consistently happy, grateful mindset going onward. If you're still skeptical, just try it. It takes hardly any time at all. It's a very simple habit to get into. Have an open mind and genuinely experiment with it. And if it helps you, then great. If it doesn't, scrap it. But I have a feeling that it will. Labeling things, like our situation, as good or bad comes down fundamentally to how we interpret those things. And the way we interpret those things is subjective. This is a journal. Objectively, it's made out of paper. It's made out of something, I actually don't know what the cover of this is made. It's made out of this elastic material. There's glue on the spine. Those are all objective facts. Now, my opinions about those objective facts are subjective and also malleable. Maybe I really hate this cover material, but man, I love this elastic. Now, when it comes to my overall opinion about this journal, I can choose to focus on the cover that I hate, or I can choose to focus on the elastic that I love. And that can adjust my overall opinion towards this journal. And then maybe I'll start having a little more appreciation for this, or just not really caring much about whether I don't like the cover or not. This elastic is awesome because that's the thing that I'm focusing on. That's what gratitude journaling is, except it's for your life. By the way, I don't hate this journal's cover material. This is a very nice journal. I like it a lot. In other words, while we can't change our opinions towards the uncontrollable facts of our present life, we can change which of those opinions we focus on. We do this through our actions, through the things we choose to say, through the things we choose to do. If every morning you wake up and you choose to write down a few things that you're grateful for, that you're really glad are in your life, then what effect is that going to have on the rest of your day? It primes you to be more likely to think about these things, to focus on these things, and to therefore change your overall opinion towards your life, towards a happier one that is more conducive to doing long-term work and it makes you happier. If you want to have the endurance to be able to change your situation, then you first need to learn to be grateful for your situation. So let's go into the how, all right? How do I gratitude journal? It's very simple. I like to gratitude journal earlier in the morning, not necessarily the first thing in the morning. That's something I used to do. It works well. But I do like to do it after I've gotten doing some work out of the way. Some people like to do it at night before they go to bed so they can sleep easier. In my opinion, I prefer the morning because doing it in the morning primes you to be thinking in this way throughout the day. You can experiment with that and find out what works for you. I like the morning. And then in this journal, I just take a pen and write down, I am grateful for something. I am grateful for something. I am grateful for something. Make sure that you do say, I am grateful for X in a full sentence, because that's more conducive to the actual thought process of being grateful for something. In your mind, when you're grateful for something, you don't just make it as like a checklist, like, man, lamp. No, you think, I'm grateful for this lamp. Maybe not in words, but that kind of gist, that kind of vibe, that's the process that would go on in your brain. Your brain doesn't just think lamp. It needs the prior statement of the I am grateful for. That's why you should write it out. And do it on paper. Don't do it on like a Google Doc or something. A lot of the times I like doing things on paper just because it's more fun and because I feel like having these things be more fun or more conducive to my learning. But for this, I think there's much more reason to be putting it down on paper. It is a much more personal action to be taking a physical sheet of paper or a physical notebook and writing down the things you're grateful for with physical ink or lead than it is to be just clacking, typing away, tapping away. It's a Merrily reference. We want this activity to be as personal as it can be, because that gets it more deep-rooted in your psyche. That's my take on gratitude journaling. I hope you learned something new, and I hope that you'll incorporate this into your life if you're not doing it already. Good day. Have a good day. Have a good night. I need to get better at ending these videos.